So what did you do following that?
I started looking for work and I found a position. I stayed for 4 years at that position, and not a good idea on my part, but I quit. And then from then on, I looked for another position. And in between, I had been terminated from 2 or 3 other places. But then I found a dental hygiene job on South 27th Street, and I stayed there for 4 years. And then I just decided I had had enough of the office, and I left, and probably my biggest mistake so far.
What can you describe what it was like returning to work following your accident, and elaborate a little bit about the challenges that you had? You had mentioned some terminations. If you can go into some more detail as far as return to work and the challenges you faced.
One of the biggest challenges I faced in one particular office where I worked was my memory. Uh, I would take a notebook with me. They take me into the operatory and say, this is how you turn the unit on. You need to do this to the air water syringe. This is how you fix the suction. And then this is where your instruments are located. Here's the x-ray machine. Here are the x-rays. Everything that I needed to do. And then following that, I would say, okay, when I finish with the patient, what is my next order of business? And then they would tell me where I would have to place the instruments that I had used, how to wipe down the chair in the unit, and then to set up for the next patient. But there had been a time when I placed the instruments, was supposed to go into the ultrasonic machine, and I didn't do that. I placed it right in the autoclave. And that's not a smart thing to do, because those instruments were already unsterile, and I put them into a sterilizing machine, so they had to come back out and be scrubbed and then put in the ultrasonic and then go back into the autoclave. That's a problem I had. And another big problem I have is with x-rays, because
Did the problems that you had on the job relate to your brain injury?
yes, especially with taking x-rays. I mean, I had taken the class, I had passed it at Loyola, and coming back up here, all of a sudden they say, we've got these new x-rays. They're digital. This is how you do it. They'd show me once, and then I would forget. And I'd say, could I write this down? And they would say, well, you should be able to remember this. And it was just very difficult for me to remember how to put the x-ray. You had to put the x-ray in the mouth. X-ray had to go in the mouth in a perfect form. And I could take the x-ray, but putting it in the mouth or getting it in the proper form in the holder was something I had a difficult time with, and I couldn't remember how to do it.